Welcome in, my sacred friends. We are here today for another frequency code in the Happy Home series. This one was born with the actual frequency code called Happy Home back in my evolution mastermind. And it and this series is designed to really give your power back to you, as with really all of my frequency codes in my work. What this means, though, is like my intention for releasing this frequency code series is so that you can feel much more in control of the actual energetics and the harmonic energy that is within your home. So, from outside sources, from radio, TV waves, from other people that you may live with, from your own thoughts and emotions that really just run rampant at times, with all of these things, when brought together, can create real distortions within the home that are felt, if not, of course, seen by everybody in the household. So, of course, we all have varying degrees of energetic sensitivity and our energetic gifts, but everybody can feel distorted and discordant emotions. In fact, the more that the energy in your home has built up these little pockets or even is running, unfortunately, on a wavelength of discord, which is not uncommon in households, is the more that it perpetuates those types of feelings, right? Like energy attracts like energy, creates more of itself. It's a simple law of the universe. And so, yes, once again, the intention then is for these codes, the Happy Home code itself, which isn't actually released on YouTube yet. I'll kind of do a little I'm leaning into releasing that. I'll do a little poll to ask about that coming out. If everybody wants that. And but these series, these individual rooms is so that you will witness the full reclamation and harmonization of the spaces in your home. You will be able to, with just this simple recording, to witness the true effects of a space within your home coming back into its proper harmonic and orderly state of being. Now, these codes, as all the frequency codes do, they will also honor the inhabitants. But they do that again by the frequency wavelengths, because the room is now lighter and more harmonic. Those you yourself, of course, you yourself, we have to consider ourselves in the beautiful equations. But then, yes, those that you live with will naturally be able to feel the lighter, happier, joyful, loving, literally just light filled rays, and therefore be able to mimic and entrain and internally respond to those frequencies. And that's how we create shifts in our beings as well. The last thing I want to say is, of course, there are frequency codes that honor the physical body and the energetic body as well, but that isn't the purpose of this series. This series is truly honoring the space, the sanctuary, even that our homes should and deserve to be. So, with that, let's go ahead and let's settle in. I'm going to ask that you allow yourself to come into a receptive and balanced state. And while it can be highly beneficial to stay in this state while the code is working on your physical space, your physical home, it does want to be said that it is still highly effective to just allow the frequency code to play while you go about your chores, you go about your day, or even leave the room. And the effects, the change, the transmutation will still be taking place and will still be highly noticeable when you return. And with that, the frequency code, happy living room, is beginning now. Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, just settle in. The light rays are beginning to come into all the corners of your living space. And while I'm going to bring forth the messages of the rays, I will continue in a moment here. There's an energy, so I'm getting this beautiful rapid flitting images of different living spaces. And so there's an energy that wants to be shared of when we're bringing forth a code for like happy living room, this is really intended and will come forth for your main gathering spaces because people call them differently all over the world. Your family room, the living room, the den, if you have another space, if you have two spaces where people mainly gather, this is for the gathering spaces where we come together, we sit on the couches, we watch movies together, we play games, we just are together. So, of course, there are other energies where we gather, maybe around the dining room, maybe in the kitchen, but those are their own energies, and they will have codes brought forth for them this in these coming weeks and months. Ooh, yes, massive shifts in these living spaces. This really beautiful. So the rays started to come in these gorgeous, milky, sparkly white in all of the corners. And it comes in like asymmetrically, where it's not just like, converging. It's kind of like melting and moving in. Like if paint spilled, it comes in organically. It flows how it flows. So this is really beautiful connecting and merging of light. And then we also got, or are receiving now, these very, very beautiful and immense, what I call blanket frequencies, these green and yellow blanket frequencies, like literally almost creating a lime green because they're layered on top of each other. Ooh, or yellow green, whatever you would, the energies, the human words for that. But this very gorgeous geometric blanket of these rays, these healing rays, these repairing rays, these soothing rays, as well as the uplifting and positivity and life-filled rays. Mm. The blanket ones are, yes, the blanket ones are very much forming forming the form that is the space in your rooms. See, energetically, the space, what we call space, what we think is empty space, what we are able to physically move through and walk through, is very real structures, is very light-filled structures. And so this is coming forth, which was they're literally just saying the word density, which I think is pretty funny because that's always, of course, what we lift. But they're being very specific that almost like the discord of density itself is, yeah, I'm gonna yawn shift here. Oh, yes, yes, yes. The discord of density itself is being washed away, is being reordered. And these geometric lattices, these blanket frequencies as they come in, are completely reordering the spaces in your living spaces. Everything that makes up everything, what we call the no thing, is very much this vibrant, harmonic everything. And so the very building blocks, the very light lattices in your spaces are returning to this very dual frequency, this soothing, healing energy. So we feel very calm, very restored, very peaceful. We want to gather in these spaces. They restore us, they nurture us. And then equally this beautiful, buoyant, happy, right? Happy home series. So there's always this happy, beautiful frequency that layers in. But with that also comes the like harmonic frequencies of like vitality, right? Energy, bringing life to the family, bringing this connectivity, this positivity to those spaces, to those who gather in the spaces, even if it's just us, right? How important is it to have these frequencies sustained for our own beings? And so, yes, that's something else that they want to go into is just to honor that. Oh, yes, as we're speaking it forward, we're shifting massively because what they want to be honored in this code is that we never want to go into like a name and blame of who is sending out the most discordant frequencies or the most often, because it's a human condition that really has to be learned and trained and worked on to regulate and check your thoughts and emotions. And unless you're on an actual spiritual, energetic first type path, you don't do that. And honestly, a lot of people who are on a spiritual path don't do it nearly enough. So this is just a really a love message I'm feeling that's coming from the codes, coming from the benevolent ones to just soften any discords of guilt, Oh, yes, yes, that was a massive, beautiful clearing in the room. Anything that's been emit by you or your family, your housemates, anything related to the lower dense frequencies of guilt, shame, anger. Oh, yes, very beautiful clearing coming forth. I'm hearing the frequency of resolve. And just as it is, as we're bringing in these rays of light, the lower dense frequencies are, there's a resolve of spirit, but also that these energies are just being resolved, being transmuted, being lifted in these high harmonic energies. The density, the discord simply can't remain. I literally want you to think of these codes as if you were taking a physical, tough, high level cleaner to a spot in your home and you were wiping it away and transmuting it and it was taking care of all the bacteria. It's the same thing. You are cleansing and clearing and reorganizing all of your space now, all the energy in your space, even the physical objects. They're now starting to show me tables and chairs and lamps and pictures on the walls and paint colors. It's always really beautiful when I'm working with a giant collective type energy here because it's just like flash, 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 right? Bringing these energies into your home, into your living spaces, into your family rooms, into the dens. Restoring, reharmonizing, reordering, repatterning everything within back to its sacred, organic blueprint, that of the frequencies of love, that of the frequencies, of course, of order and harmony, of the frequencies of peace, connectivity, compassion, beautiful. Yes, just even doubly layering compassion in here, being well received, and I'm hearing well needed in these spaces. Mhm. And we're really feeling this in the body now as well. Of course, again, it's a, for lack of better human words right now, I'm going to call it a side effect because, again, this code is really operating for your home and within your home. But really, what are you in that? You are this beautiful, energetic being in a really a beautiful, energetic being. So you operate with consciousness, but the atoms and the molecules and everything in all of your space is energy as well. It is alive as well. And again, the connection that we have, especially to the places that we have called home, are truly intimate and intertwined. And it is so deeply important to pay attention to the energetics of your home, the energetic cleansing and restoration of your home, equal to the physical, right, order and cleanliness of the home. And if not, even more in some cases, because very often, if you happen to be one of the souls who find like, pockets of disorganization or cleaning is hard or clutter, even, some rooms, even getting to the energy of hoarding, there's a disorder in the energy first. It's the same thing as with physical healing. There's a disorder in the energy first. And to allow the physicality of the home, the physicality of the body to come back in to proper homeostasis, really, proper order, again, back to its divine blueprint. Tend to the energy. Honor the energy. And witness how the healing or the physical cleaning of the spaces then gets that much easier. Beautiful. Yes, we're going very microscopic here. We're literally being shown like we're going into the fibers of the carpet, into the grain of the wood, into the fibers of the sofa, where before they were showing me like the large pieces, the makeup of all that is. I'm now very much again, like atomically being shown these same rays, these beautiful, orderly light sequences going down to the very depth of the creationary forces in your spaces, in your home, in your living room spaces. And coming home to itself, coming back to harmony, full restoration of light, full restoration of happiness, and all that is, all of its like-minded harmonics. Ooh. Oh, right, my sacred friend. I'm getting the hearing that we can go ahead and allow for this official transmission to taper off. You should or you will notice a great effect, a great shift in the space. The message that wants to come up here at the end is of usage, right? Using the code. Really, again, just like physical cleaning, I would almost consider this. There's energies that they're sharing. It's from deep cleansing to maintenance, right? So if you have not energetically harmonized your home in some time, then I would play these codes often. And let's say every other day, if you have the time and the space, and really making the time and the space is important when it comes to this, play it every day for the first week. And then once the space has come back into its full harmonics, even though you're going to notice shifts on the first time, then you can get into like the deep clean maintenance. Maybe once a week, right? That's when you would come in to mop the floors. That's when you're going to come in and mop the energy. Just allow these to be here for you. And also, as I mentioned, as much as it's a joy to receive even the happy home codes for our own beings, you can very much leave your cell phone, your device, whatnot, playing in the room while you leave. Let it be something that plays at night, but while you go to bed, so you wake up and you literally walk into that space and you can feel the shift. You can feel the shift. Especially, first, you can feel it no matter what, but especially another guidance coming through, like if there happened to be a fight in that room, or you yourself were stewing in a negative type emotion, something happened at work or something happened with a family member you don't even live with, and you were stewing there and ruminating and just going down these thought trains while you're sitting in your recliner at night. All of that energy was just dispersed into your space, right? Into your home. And so letting these codes play after times like that will be extremely helpful. And like once again, even though I'm saying like yes, you could play it and walk and then go to bed, if that actual situation was happening, it would again be highly beneficial if you would actually sit there and harmonize with it, right? Because as you feel the room around you lifting and cleansing and harmonizing, it's going to also help buoy your spirit and bring you back into a state of being recalibrated to your harmonics as well. All right, my sacred friends. Oh, yes. And so the last thing that I wanted to share is, as I mentioned, I haven't released the actual Happy Home Code itself. It is a part of a larger paid program. It was a mastermind turned into this beautiful self-paced energy. There's about 55 frequency codes, but Happy Home was literally one of my original really beautiful energies that came through here for us. And so I have been toying with, since I'm releasing all these other codes for free, to also release that. So I'm going to do one of these YouTube things where when this video gets 20 likes and or 20 comments, or I get to 355 subscribers, because we are building here now, I will share the Happy Home frequency code. I will take that video out of its paid course and I will bring it over here for everybody to have, so that you have an entire, right? Because it's Happy Home. It takes care of the entire home all at once, where this series was asked to come forth to really honor also the specific spaces. And that is important too. And even if I do release Happy Home, which I'm sure I will get to the point, I would still use these individual rooms very, very much so, because that was just felt so nice and was so beautiful to get to have our spaces returned to those really healing positivity levels that came in. And so, yeah, so do your thing. Please like, subscribe, share, comment below. Let's get Happy Home released for the world. And just know I'm sending so much love and empowerment your way. This is Megan Rose, and I will see you in the next code.